be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, July 15th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Someone can Google this, but I think it was Shakespeare who said it's better to be 3 hours too early than 1 minute too late. So in that vein, now that we know Nick Walker is planning to start his Olympia prep a few weeks earlier this year, I guess that would make him right on time, wouldn't it? At this point, I don't know if it's fair to say that Nick is considered the favorite to challenge Ramy for the title this year, but after everything we've seen over the last 6 or 7 months, his name is definitely belonging in the conversation. We're starting to hit that point in the season where a lot of big names are gearing up to make a long sprint down the stretch, and if getting out of the gate early is what he needs to give him the competitive advantage, then that makes these next few weeks all that much more important. Now, here's the thing. Regardless of whether you're putting Nick Walker, Brandon Curry, Hadi Choopan, or anyone else into that slot as the #1 title contender, they've got a long road ahead of them because it doesn't look like the champ is planning to fade off gently into that good night. For all intents and purposes, Ramy has been more visible and more vocal over the last few months than he was at almost any point during last year's prep, which I'm taking as a good sign if I'm a Ramy fan, because I look at it as a sign of how confident he is with the work that he's putting in right now. This is for the title #3, which means that there is a certain legacy element at stake here, and I'm sure he knows that as well as anyone. And like any other great athlete, my guess is that he wants to be the one who decides how the final chapter is written. I know the term two-sport athlete doesn't really apply to bodybuilding because it doesn't necessarily fit into the same mold of what people consider to be mainstream team or individual sports. But if we can close our eyes and pretend for a second that it actually does, it will make what we're trying to do with the segment go a whole lot smoother, because Joe Mackey might be the closest thing that we have to a two-sport athlete in our little neck of the woods. Earlier this week, Joe released these physique updates along with an announcement about his plans to do the Texas Pro, where he believes he has as good a chance as anyone to break into the top 3. Shortly after he crushed the 900-pound deadlift a few months ago, Joe went on the record to say he had every intent of qualifying for the Olympia this year, which would be a major step in his bodybuilding career, given that he has still yet to grace the Olympia stage. But to that same end, he'd never deadlifted 900 pounds before until he actually did it. And even though it might have seemed far-fetched at one point, doing something that's damn near impossible might not seem crazy when you think about it. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing that if you asked 99% of the people on the planet which athlete placed fourth at the last big tournament in an individual sport, they'd be hard-pressed to come up with an answer. But I'd also be willing to say that if you asked the majority of bodybuilding fans who placed fourth at the Olympia last year, that you'd be surprised how many were able to blurt the name Hunter Labrada out without even giving it a second thought. According to the latest word coming from Team Labrada right now, Hunter's weight is sitting somewhere in the high 280s and possibly even low 290s, which is crazy when you look at how lean he is right now. We talk a lot about different athletes in different divisions being on a meteoric rise, but the truth of the matter is that no one's risen to the top of the board faster than Hunter has over the last 3 seasons. The kid is absolutely a beast in every sense of the word. And with the way that he's going now, it's only a matter of time before he keeps climbing the ladder. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.